negotiation and has not been finalized yet. This comes as the Trump administration is also in a standoff with a federal judge over the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans accused of being members of the Tren de Aragua gang. The judge is determining if the Trump administration violated his order to stop those flights, saying there will be consequences if they did. Now, Trump is calling for that federal judge to be impeached, claiming he's biased. So all of this is part of Trump's escalating threats towards the American legal system. The president is also directing his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to punish law firms engaging in what he's calling frivolous and unreasonable litigation against the United States. And the president is vowing to use the full power of the Justice Department to do that, including imposing sanctions and revoking security clearances. This is part of Trump's broader campaign to seek retribution against lawyers and judges who've opposed him. Janae.
All right, Selena Wang, thank you. Now let's bring in ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl, who'll be hosting This Week Later. John, thank you for joining us. How prepared was the Trump White House for this kind of battle with the judicial system?
Well, Janae, frankly, I think that they knew that they were going to be facing battles up and down the board with the president's initiatives, very aggressively coming out of the gate, not just on immigration, but on things like firing federal employees who have civil service protections, getting rid of presidential appointees on independent boards. They knew that they would be facing legal challenges. Frankly, looking at some of the cases in court, the individual attorneys have not seemed all that prepared themselves because there is so much incoming. The administration is facing legal challenges on a number of fronts.
So many that we continue to watch. Meanwhile, though, John, the Democrats, they really still seem to be searching for a strategy, a rallying cry against Trump. You spoke with Senator Bernie Sanders. What did he have to say?
Yeah, in fact, Jay, we went out to see Bernie Sanders in Denver. He's doing what he is calling the Fighting Oligarchy Tour, traveling to key states, trying to build up the resistance against Donald Trump. But, and the crowds, I have to say, were huge. More than 30,000 people to see Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in Denver. But as you will hear, he was very critical of the Democratic leadership as well. Take a listen.
So we're about 60 days into the Trump era, the second Trump era. How would you grade the Democratic Party's response?
Well, I mean, take us back even 2 years before that, before Trump was elected, and saying that it saddens me that when the Democrats had control of the Senate, they did virtually nothing for working people. I have to say that I'm a member of the Democratic caucus as an independent, so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And since then, do I think the Democrats have been effective in rallying the American people and stopping Trump's movement toward oligarchy and authoritarianism? No, I don't.
He was quite blunt, as you can see, criticizing the party that he is associated with, Democrats. He still does call himself an independent, but a fascinating conversation and a really energized crowd. As a matter of fact, Bernie Sanders said that was the biggest crowd that he has ever seen, including when he was running for president.
Wow, and Bernie Sanders certainly not mincing words there. John, we're looking forward to more of that conversation. Thank you. And you at home can make sure to tune into This Week Later. You'll see more of John's exclusive conversation with Senator Bernie Sanders on the road there in Denver. Plus, John speaks with White House border czar Tom Homan on the continued court clashes over the Trump administration's deportation policies. That's all coming up on This Week, Gio.
Okay, Janae.
It's Christmas all year round in here.
Are Hezbollah targets in Lebanon after several rockets were fired from Lebanon into Israel? ABC's Matt Rivers is there in Tel Aviv with the latest overnight. Good morning, Matt.
Because the TV is too terrorizing.
That's right, Gio. Good morning to you. An intense 24 hours here across the region. Israelis starting their work week with sirens as a missile launched from Yemen set off alert systems across the country. The IDF intercepting it, though, before it arrived. This, as the IDF says, it is once again expanding the presence of ground troops in Gaza, ordering new evacuations as more and more troops retake parts of Gaza. People now forced to pick up and move once again with no real safe place to go. It is a broad operation that has moved a lot faster than many were expecting, and it has left a lot of people dead. The death toll, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, well over 600 just since Tuesday, including at least 180 children, says UNICEF. And today, health officials saying the death toll since the war began, now more than 50,000 people. And at the northern border,
region on edge. Matt Rippers for us, thank you. Now to the new details surrounding the death of actor Gene Hackman and his wife. Police releasing body camera video of the day they arrived at the couple's home in New Mexico. ABC's Zoreen Shaw has more for us, and Zoreen, some emotional interactions with witnesses and caretakers at the house.
Yeah, good morning. But for the first time, we're seeing the reactions from people who regularly saw Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy, and the reactions they had when they found out the couple had passed away. Some overcome with emotions, and others shocked as they tried to piece together how this could have happened. This morning, new body camera video revealing workers for actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy, overcome with emotion last month after the couple was found dead in their Santa Fe home.
It's just a normal person, you know, and like I said, to see that, God forbid, no. Sorry.
The video showing sheriff's deputies arriving on the property last month, along with witness interviews.
She was a sweetheart.
Officials later learning that Hackman died, suffering from severe heart disease with Alzheimer's, as a significant contributory factor. And Betsy died a week earlier of the hantavirus, a rare disease that can infect humans through infected rodents. One of their dogs, who was in a crate, likely died of dehydration and starvation. The video showing deputies getting the numbers for Hackman's daughters and calling their daughter Elizabeth here to determine who would adopt the two surviving dogs.
I knew Gene and Betsy, and they took their dog to Santa Fe Trails, and so I'm here to help, but I can't adopt the dogs.
Thank you, Joseph. Workers trying to piece together how the unthinkable deaths could have happened.
I would communicate with her pretty much on a weekly basis.
As for inside footage, Hackman's estate wants to block the release, citing privacy. A judge will decide that later this month. Janae.
All right, Zoreen, thank you for that. Now to the consumer alert about personal data privacy and the genetic testing company 23andMe. You'll want to listen to this. The alert comes from California's Attorney General as the company faces financial hardships. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with more on the new questions about what happens to all that data. Morgan, good morning. Hi, Janae, good morning. A lot of questions about what happens from here. So
They took
is reminding Californians that
NBC Channel 4 off of my TV guide with Tanasha Raymond, Felix Adai, and the brown antenna with the root certificate authorities. They took NBC channel NBC off of my channel guide here.
Adding that 23andMe complies with state and federal consumer privacy and genetic privacy laws, but
there's ABC.
80% of its users do opt in to allowing their data to be used for research.
NBC is supposed to be 4, but you'll see that it goes from 7 to 5 to 2, and there is no 4 because it was hacked and removed. Because yesterday, the Christina with the GSXR 750 bike, round about 6-7 p.m., came riding by with all of her gangsters on their motorcycles. That was yesterday. She gang stalks me with her motorcycle and has her Black Panther, Baphomet, the Mason gangsters ride by on their motorcycles too. And because I complained about it on my YouTube channel, what's the Christina motorcycle bullshit I said on my post? So they took out the NBC channel because she goes around writing graffiti about how she's the peacock, Maria LaRosa on NBC4 News. Like, there's peacock graffiti. Let me show you. You see the peacock looking thing that said June in silver? That's her going around her gangs, her Mason gangs, saying that she's Maria LaRosa on NBC4, and how dare I challenge her in her motorcycle harassment. So she takes Channel 4 off the TV. There's the antenna right there. That's their brown antenna right there. That's the box. That's the antenna. See the antenna? That's the box. And this is the Mason police right here that watch everything. The Mason police right there. They watch it all. That's the NYPD Mason police. Whoa, there they are right there. So they see everything. They see everything and they know what's going on. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So that is why I did U.S. Code. U.S. Code is federal law. U.S. Code Title 18, subsection 242, deprivation of rights. No police officer or any law enforcement official under any kind of law or legal authority is legally allowed to deny me access to police and the United States constitutional right of the First Amendment to petition the government peacefully with my grievances. Well, there's more than just that. Petitioning the government peacefully with the grievances is the First Amendment right, but also United States Code 18, subsection 242, guarantees me that the police don't have the ability to make discretion as to what police reports they want to investigate and which ones they don't. Anytime anybody writes a police report and complains about being the victim of a crime, and I have plenty of proof of that, like I'm going to show you right here, they hacked and removed my NBC Channel 4 from the TV guide. And I've complained about the TV and the phone being hacked with roots many times. As you see on my YouTube, anything that has a root certificate in the device, the root certificate bypasses the manufacturer's security settings, killing the privacy, which is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. I have the right in the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution to be secure in my houses, my papers, and my effects. My effects is any property that I own. That's the phone. The root certificates by Symantec and Norton, they're testifying on Google to the roots. Everybody knows that the roots violate the security measures that the manufacturer set in the phone, which is a violation of privacy. Anytime the roots are in the phone, that's a violation of your privacy and a violation of the security features, which is also a form of harassment. Anytime anybody breaks the law in your phone, that is a form of harassment. That is going to be New York State Statute 240.30. Any electronic harassment done in any way, and anybody breaking the law in your phone is going to be a harasser. So I complained about all of this stuff and all of the roots. And then I never hear from the police. They never talk to me face to face for years. 2,000 plus police reports spread all throughout all different levels of police. That's a deprivation of all my civil rights. For real. For real. I know the Masons think that they got the whole town and the community and me wrapped under their Mason umbrella of secrecy, but I'm going to get out from under it and destroy it so that it never happens to anybody else again, because it's happened to too many people. Now, let's take a look at the roots removing my the channel in my TV with their hack for the channel NBC, which is the Maria LaRosa Peacock Graffiti channel. She's pissed off at me for writing on my YouTube post, what's with the Christina motorcycle bullshit she delivered to me yesterday with her gang. A whole gang of Masons riding down the street with their motorcycles to try to scare me. Please believe me, the only way that you're going to scare me is if you catch me breaking the law. And this is the God's honest truth. It is impossible for you to put fear in me unless you catch me breaking the law. So here we go. Let's look and see. Hopefully they're listening to me right now make this video and they're deciding, let's put the channel 4 NBC back on his TV guide so we don't look guilty of hacking his TV with roots. Let's see if they did it. Did they do it? There's ABC right there. We got ABC. This is Fox right here. This is Fox. Fox 35. Oh, see how it goes from 5 to 2? 4, NBC was hacked and removed. There's CBS. We got CBS, Fox 35, and ABC 7, but no Channel 4. No Maria LaRosa for me, right? Ooh, wow, that's horrible. That actually would be Yana, aka Socks. She came to me as I was sitting underneath the Best Buy sign on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue. I think it was 2014, and she came to me pushing some woman in a wheelchair, and I didn't go to her, she came to me, and she didn't come out of the Mason Lodge. I didn't see that happen, but it was the Mason Lodge right across the street from the Best Buy on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue. And she wheels this woman in a wheelchair up to me and asked me if I want to go with them. I said, sure, no problem. And she spent 3 nights with me, then took off. And then in 2015, Marshall Mathers brings this other Christina girl into me while I'm sleeping in bed in the Beth Israel Hospital on 2nd Avenue in Manhattan. It's in 20s. I forget, 28th Street, 25th Street. Something like that, Beth Israel. They changed it to Mount Sinai after that because she and Marshall Mathers, Marshall was dressed as a security officer for the Beth Israel Hospital in the psychiatric part of the hospital. And I complained to the IC3 FBI people about this, and they never did anything. U.S. Code 18 subsection 242, deprivation of rights, because she came to me while I was sleeping and started kissing me. She woke me up while she was kissing me, right? And then she takes off all her clothes and hops up on top of me and starts having sex with me. And I got scared. I got scared. I thought that the security people were going to come and take her off of me and stick a needle in my ass and punish me for it. I was afraid. So after that, she left, and then now I'm being harassed with this one that is on a motorcycle, GSXR 750, spray painting my electronic military prison graffiti all over this neighborhood. It's got me buried in a Mason umbrella of secrecy, blocking me from emailing Congress, the House, and the Senate. When I email the Congress, the House, and the Senate, I don't even get a confirmation email that they received my email like they're supposed to, because Tanasha Raymond is covering for her, the motorcycle girl, and all the other ones, because they want to be able to get away with killing me and torturing me on the way out. And I never did anything wrong to anybody. So let's see what happens. But